Well, well, well. Welcome to the show, Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. We are currently inside of a chemical plant. I pulled in here and then, it's on my schedule. I even checked my schedule just now to make sure I didn't fuck up because it'd been on my schedule all day or all week. For fucking 2 weeks, it's been on my schedule to come up here and do this. I get up here and I call the guy. I'm like, hey, can I come in your gate? I'm here to grab a load of scrubber water. He said, nah, man. I said, nah. He said, nah, man. I said, why not? He's like, we don't need you today. He's like, I talked to your guys 2 days ago and told them we didn't need you. I said, oh, well, they didn't fucking tell me. Cool. So then I called my boss and he's like, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Don't do that. I'm like, all right, well, I did it. I'm here. He's like, yeah, turn around and come back home. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm on my way back. So, job canceled. God damn it. Um, Whatever. It's fine. Hey, they're paying me. My company's paying me. Somebody's paying me to drive all the way the fuck out here. Hell yeah, brother. Got to get that money. I'm glad I didn't have to call a guy to get out either. So, I'm leaving now. Well, I got to go in there and fucking sign out real quick. Oh shit. You don't want to leave your name and like the time that you entered left in a place because then if you never know, in a couple hours this place could be having some sort of an emergency and they got to find everybody in there and they're like, this guy says it's here. All right, signed out, good to go. So my day just got a lot shorter. I was really kind of looking forward to doing this job, but I don't know. It's hard for me to be upset that I have less work to do, you know? But money is nice. It is nice to get paid. I'm going to lose, I don't know, I'd say maybe 3 hours out of my day today. Maybe, but hey, I guess they kind of made up for it yesterday whenever I was here. Or I sat for fucking 6 goddamn hours. And I got this guy in a service truck blocking our entrance here. Yeah, you're not in a good spot, bud. You shouldn't be parked there. Anyways, things are going well today so far. Rode the bike in. Very happy about that. Love riding the bike in. I actually didn't break so many laws today. I did basically the speed limit, and I didn't. Sometimes you can take like not the side road, but like you drive in and it opens up to 3 lanes, but that third lane is a exit lane, but not for like a mile and a half. Usually I'll hop in that and I'll cut everybody off, but I'm on a motorcycle. Let me fucking cut you off. And I'm going to be going fast enough, you're not going to catch me either. By the time you're pissed off, I'm gone. That's the way I like to look at it. But I don't know. People always, I mean, this happens no matter what. People get pissed off in traffic because somebody else is cutting in line. Now, hey, this ain't the buffet, okay? We're all going different places. We're all using the roads, and I'm not slowing you down at all. That's the weird thing about it is I'm not slowing you down. I'm not taking the last fucking chicken biscuit. I'm not taking the last of the meatloaf at the goddamn buffet, okay? So don't be pissed off. Like, people get pissed off about people. I mean, I get pissed off at people flying and, like, driving dangerously and stuff. Now, that's totally different. I don't I like to think I don't drive dangerously. Now, old grandma that is always worried about anything and everything, she might say I drive a little dangerously. Or my mother might be like, "You're driving dangerously." Hey, listen, it looks dangerous, but I can guarantee you I'm in 100% of control of that motorcycle. I know what I'm doing. But I don't know. I don't think I've really pissed anybody off really on the roads too much. It's actually been pretty fucking good. I guess this is like a little bike riding update. I went from not riding a bike or not having like interest in. I mean, I've always had interest in motorcycles and stuff, but I went from not really thinking about riding a motorcycle or anything at the beginning of this year, and all the way up to now where I'm like, I'm a fucking addicted to riding the bike. I guess I'm not super addicted because I do drive the truck every now and again, but hey, it would have made sense for me to ride the bike the other day because yesterday when I got to the shop, it was late as fuck and there was rain moving in. So I was kind of like, okay, good thing I drove the truck because it was about to like, it was a windy bitch. It was windy, rainy, all kinds of shit. I was kind of staying ahead of it on my way back to the shop, but by the time I got to the shop, I was thinking it was going to hit hard. It actually didn't hit, but if I would, 2 days ago, if I would have realized, oh, it could possibly rain and it could possibly be a pretty bad storm, maybe I should drive the truck. I think I made a good decision. But no, rode the bike in today. It's feeling great. Now I think I got my chain a little bit too loose, but it's weird because it's like it's got a little adjustment panel or adjustment thing, and if I feel like if I've had it adjusted, a little bit tighter, a little bit looser, and I don't know. Everybody's always told me a loose. I'd rather have a loose chain than a tight chain, so I leave it extra loose. But it makes a lot of racket. I mean, it does not make as much racket as the original chain that I cut off of that bitch when I bought it. So it's got a newer chain on there, but it does make a lot of racket. I think I've attributed that to, well, I had a couple of loose parts on the bike that had rattled loose, and I went through and I tightened everything up the other day and rode it, and it felt good. I lubed everything, and then I thought the noise was pretty much gone, but today when I rode in, I kind of noticed. I was like, yeah, it sounds like there's a top end knock, but I know it's not a top end knock. I'm pretty sure it's the chain. I can't really pinpoint the noise while I'm, hauling ass down the road. So I'm thinking it's just the chain bouncing around in there because it's on like low RPM acceleration. So, and your chain, if you ever look at a chain, like the way it moves in a weird way. It moves a little bit weirder than you would think it would move. Uh, but I don't know. I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's probably fine. And the upper roller for the chain had been removed off of my bike, and I had noticed on the forums a couple of people say get rid of that top roller. It's only going to give you problems. When I replaced my lower roller, I put the old lower roller on the top, so that could also be making some noise. But I don't know. I'm not. I'm just going to leave it the way it is, probably, and just keep it in my mind that the motor is healthy and I'm not fucking it up because I think I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I don't know, and I keep watching all these videos on YouTube, people doing wheelies and everything, and I'm like, these people are dumb as fuck. I bet you I could do a wheelie. I bet you I could do it. They're over there dancing on the seat, fucking going all fucking hog wild and shit. I'm like, I think I could do this. So I don't know. It's really bringing up my spirit to try a wheelie, try a real wheelie. And that one time I hit that big wheelie, in front of my house for my children, where I was getting up to that tipping point, and I was like, ooh, it wasn't so bad, you know. It wasn't a horrible feeling. It was just like I freaked out and I got off the throttle and brought it down. But I'm wondering if standing up on the bike and really trying to control the throttle, I think that's going to be where I need to be. Now it needs to be on a closed course or in a grassy field or something. I'm worried about doing a burnout in a grassy field or something. Just spinning that tire, I won't be able to get it up at all. Maybe like a dirt road. Dirt feels better than pavement, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know. I'm still gonna do a wheelie. I want to learn how to ride a wheelie. I want and not it's not just doing a wheelie. It's learning the limitations of your machine. I want to be one with my machine. I want to know what it's capable of and know how to act in certain circumstances, you know? I don't know. I'm not really trying to be doing wheelies at every stoplight or anything. At least I say that. But the other day I was riding and I saw a couple of guys sitting and they gave me the wheelie symbol with their hand. They're like, do a wheelie. And I was like, no. Me too fat. I fall down. I get hurt. You know? So, but it would be kind of cool if, you know, there's somebody, you know, even my kids, they're just like, do a wheelie. And I can just, they'll be fucking shocked. They'll be like, oh shit, dad can do a fucking wheelie. He's a fucking badass on a motorcycle. They already think that, but it'd be a lot. If I could actually do a wheelie, that'd be kind of cool. Instead of just doing little pop-ups and stuff. I also want to get into trail riding and stuff, and yet wheelies are, you know, good for knowing how to do in trail riding, because you got to be able to pop that motherfucker up. You got to know what gear to be in. You got to know where to be, and I got to know, oh, this is too much throttle, not enough throttle. You got to pop over some shit. And it's a heavy bike, so you're not, I mean, even the lighter bikes, it's kind of hard to just yank that motherfucker up. But if you're trying to jump over a log or whatever, you need to know what you're doing. I'm not trying to do hill climbs or any fucking extreme rock crawling or any fucking bullshit like that. I'm just trying to, you know, go through the woods and, oh, there's a tree down, instead of saying, oh, fuck, I'll just try to limp it over the log and probably get hurt more doing it that way rather than just being confident and being able to pop it over a log. Now the bike needs some upgrades before it's good for trail riding. My uncle, he already told me he wants to get rid of that heavier spring that he's got. I want to test out this, because and I found out the colors the spring tension is not based on color. I thought it pretty much was, but it's not, because I looked it up. I've got a yellow spring. He's got a red spring, and he's also got the white spring that the guy that he got it from said was the stock spring. Now the red spring, he says, is for a 240-pound rider in gear, or 240 pounds is what it's basically sprung for. And he said he was a bigger guy, but I don't know. I'm probably bigger, not gonna lie. So I want to grab that spring from him and just test it out. I really want, before he swaps it out on his bike, I'm like, let me just ride your bike, because it's a TR650. It's gonna be the same damn thing. Let me just ride your bike and see if it's something I'm interested in, because I don't know. I think I would definitely benefit, and it would be nice to have a heavier spring in there. It wouldn't be so floaty and stuff. But I feel like I might start missing the cushiness, because I do a lot of road riding and it's pretty damn comfortable. to ride around. You know, it absorbs all the bumps. It's real soft. Whenever and start making it really stiff and shit might be a pain in the ass. But I don't know. I want to try it out. I think that would be better because you're supposed to have a sag rate, which is, I was told, and I might be wrong, is like 33% of your suspension travel. 33% of it is the sag. Whenever the bike is sitting there undisturbed and you sit on it, 33% of your uh, travel will be taken up just by, what are we doing here? Penske, you don't know what you're doing. These motherfuckers are just all over the fucking place. The truck stop guys, these fucking people are just parked everywhere. This is ridiculous. Can you guys fucking figure out what the hell you're doing? You guys are blocking like the whole truck stop. Like, I could barely get in this motherfucker. I need to get some DEF. They do have DEF at the pumps here, right? Yes. I got a full tank of fuel. I just need some DEF. I meant to fuel it up at the shop, but I got sidetracked. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do this, and I'll be back. And we're back. We're back on the road already. Stuck behind oversized motherfucker. We're going around him. We're getting around your big ass. You have a huge ass, and I'm going around it. Yeah, my uncle, while I was just fueling up and everything, he texted me, and, oh, shit! Spilt the coffee. I got a coffee. I have less of it now. Because it just fucking spilled everywhere. The fucking highways out here, hey, hold on, listen. The highways are great out here in Kansas. They actually are. They're pretty fucking smooth. Just when you think everything's fine and everything's going to be nice and smooth, you hit a big fucking dip and it fucking launches your coffee cup into the air. It's like, hey, we are 99% good on the highways. You're going to find that 1%, it's going to sneak up on you. But hey, honestly, Kansas does have some of the, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Kansas has some of the nicest highways out there. It's flat, smooth, not a lot of fucking bullshit going on. Now, that's not for every highway in Kansas, but I-70 through Kansas, not too shabby. I'm pretty sure every time we've gone to Colorado, you can feel it. You could be sleeping, and you'll start feel back. We're in Colorado now. I know we're in Colorado now. It's fucking bouncing the fuck out of us. Anyways, my uncle, he texted me while I was fueling up, and he said, hey, you want to go out riding? He wanted to go to Chadwick, which is not too far away from where I live. I mean, it's a couple hours, I think. It's an off-road park. He said, I'm going out there late September this month. Later this month, I'm going out there. You want to come in? I'm like, I'd love to, man. But I don't think you can. It's too soon. I don't have the tires. Maybe I will have enough to buy some tires and get them put on. But I don't know. It's like extra money is not really a thing right now. So probably not. Plus, I think my wife said something about one of those days. I'm hiccuping. Quit the hiccuping. Quit it. Damn it. So, my wife is taking off one of those days with some friends. So I won't be able to go. Anyways, he's got another one planned for October. It's a bigger ride with more people in October. And I'm hoping I can make that one, but I don't know. Time will only tell. Only time will tell. Time will only tell. Time is going to tell me later on. Um, Anyways, I don't even know what we were talking about. Riding. Oh, dirt bike. I was talking about the dirt bike. Now we're not talking about the dirt bike. We're talking about aliens, guys. Aliens invading. Aliens are gonna come. They're here already. They're in the ocean. They're among us. They're out there. Aliens. What do you guys think about aliens? I think aliens are for real. I don't know if it's the textbook alien that I'm, thinking about, but when it just comes to life on other planets, a grass is alive on this planet. So if we found grass on another planet, that's an alien species. It's life. Doesn't necessarily mean there's intelligent beings walking around. We also don't know how smart grass is. I think we take it for granted. I think we should all quit mowing our yards. It'd be easier on me if we all just quit mowing our yards. Just let it grow. Feed the pollinators. Let them come in. We're chopping the heads off of all the grass pieces. We go out, we mow, we kill it all. We don't kill it, but we decapitate it and it'll grow back. And it just keeps on growing back. We put chemicals on it and it's like the grass is going to uproot and come get us. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going here, but I don't know. There's an alien-looking type of spaceship coming in. That's interesting. I'm listening to Joe Rogan talk to Werner von Braun, or whatever the fuck his name is, some fucking special history guy, talking about ancient Egypt and whatnot. And he's like, there's metal down there underneath them pyramids, and it could be titanium, and that's not found in nature. So we're gonna go down there and figure out what's going on down there. And I'm like, hey, I'm all for it. But they're like, oh, well, we can't because now it's flooded because they dammed up the Nile River, and now the Nile River has, since it's dammed up, the water table has risen too much, and now if you go down there, you only go down a couple of steps, and boom, water. You can't get in the water. Don't get in the water. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, Egypt used to be a lush, lavish paradise. Now it's just sand and whale bones. So, anyways, aliens, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anything supernatural. There was one time I was driving and I was near Whiteman Air Force Base, which is one of the places they dropped the B-2 bomber down. They actually crashed a B-2 bomber landing or something. They crashed one in Missouri. They crashed a B-2 bomber. I don't know. They were drunk, maybe. I don't know. Something bad happened, and they done crashed a B-2 bomber. Kind of dangerous to crash the bomb plane. But, yeah, it's a crazy sight. It looks completely fake. If you look up the photos of a crashed B-2 bomber, Missouri, you'll see it. It's crazy. I don't remember it happening. I don't even know if I was alive when it happened. But there was a weird thing. I drove by there several times. And every time I drove by, I would see a twinkle in the sky. Turns out it was a reflection on the windshield. Because it happened several times. And, I don't know. I'm just going to say it was a twinkle on the windshield, like a reflection on the windshield. Because, I'm surrounded by glass, so it's like... And it happens a lot with motorcycle helmet, too. I'm riding, and you see a phantom lights all over because your helmet is curved, and it distorts light, and you feel like you see things, and you're like, that was in the sky. And it's like, no, it was on your helmet. And you're like, no, it was on the fucking sky. I seen it. No, a lot of glass with reflections really fucks shit up for everybody. Supernatural? I don't know. My car crash was the most supernatural thing I've ever experienced. Back when I was 16 and I was ejected. I got to turn here. I was ejected from a Camaro and I flew 80 feet in the sky and then landed. And no broken bones, just some gashes. I think I got like 100 and some stitches, but it wasn't. I mean, stitches are way better than broken bones, I think. Sometimes, in my case at least, it wasn't bad. You know, I was like, all right, cool. Stitch me up, let me fucking go. Get me this goddamn catheter out of my dick. But no, the supernatural part about my car crash, which I don't know. I talked about it quite a bit, and I just don't want to. I don't want to be a kook, but some weird shit happened for that car crash, and it's really, but it's kind of explained with me having my face thrusted at the rear seat of the car at 130 miles an hour, and then being ejected and thrown like a piece of meat through the air. It's like, I don't know if I was in the correct mind state at the time, but it was supernatural-ish what I feel like had happened. Where when I had woken up in the middle of a field right after the car crash, I just came to and I noticed I was missing a shoe. I hear music, I hear people screaming, I see smoke, I don't really see fire, but I definitely see some smoke. It's pitch black. We're in the middle of fucking, well, we're not in the middle of nowhere, but we are like out on the outskirts, and there's no traffic lights anywhere, and they're just farm fields. The closest street lamp was, I don't know, a quarter mile away. And as I climbed through the ruts in the field, they were really deep ass ruts, like up to your knee, and then climbed over the fence that was all fucking mangled and shit, fell in the ditch on the other side of the fence, and then climbed out on top of the road. It's like I had memories come back into my head of a dream that I had and forgot about being in the same exact situation with the same people. I don't even know if it was the same people, but it was like I was in the same exact situation that I had a dream about. And I start running. Now, this is where it gets weird, real weird, where it doesn't make sense. I'm screaming because my buddy is chasing me. And I'm like, do not touch me, do not touch me. And I'm running for my life away from this guy. You'd have thought there was a rabid bear back there. I am running for my life away from my friend that is trying to help me. Because in the dream, he jumped on me and I woke up. And I thought, I don't know what that meant. I don't even know. I was not in a clear headspace at the time. But I did not want to find out what happens if he jumps on me, because I had woken up from the dream. And I didn't want him to, I don't know. It makes no sense, because it's like, oh, well, hey, stop running, like I can help you. I was like, no, I'm running away. And he's like, oh, okay. And then I eventually stopped, and whenever I got down to the street lamp, and then we were looking at everybody's wounds and whatnot, and I was definitely fucked up. I was 100% fucked up. Well, I wouldn't say 100%. I was like 65% fucked up. I had like 35% of my body was still okay. The rest of it was pretty fucked up. You know, after, I completely healed. But I still remember, having a dream about, now that dream could have been completely fabricated and fake, made up in my own mind, on the spot. But the way it feels is that that was a dream that I had had a week or so before, and then I forgot it, and then I remembered it as it was happening, and I was like, "Oh fuck! I know exactly where I'm at." Because at the time when I got knocked out, I didn't know who I was or where I was or what was going on. It wasn't until I stood up in the middle of the road and I had deja vu, and I was like, "I've been here before. I know what to do," and I just started running towards the highway, which is where the streetlight was, which was like a quarter mile away. Um, so I guess that's the most supernatural type of thing that's ever happened to me. I don't know, getting knocked out just multiple times over the years. That's got a weird feeling to it. You know, for people that haven't ever been knocked out, it's odd. It's an odd thing to happen. I kind of I would suggest getting knocked out to just feel what it feels like, because it's intense. You get knocked out and you wake up and everything that happened in the day feels like it was a dream, and you don't feel real. You feel like, what the fuck is going on? You're like, okay, I guess one video you could watch about somebody getting knocked out is whenever forget who it was. I feel like it was Joe Rogan's friend choked out Alex Jones, and he passes out, and then he wakes back up, and he's like, what happened? And he starts growling. That's kind of weird. But anyway, I don't know. It's like, I know what he feels like in that moment. I know what that feeling, you wake up and you're like, what the fuck happened? Did I pass out? What's going on? And you don't feel like you passed out at all. And I mean, I've passed out. I haven't passed out for an extended period of time, but it's usually an instant. But it's like the memories, like time has passed when you were not conscious, and when you come back to consciousness, that time is gone. And has passed, and it's really weird because it doesn't feel like that time had passed, even though it may be. I don't know. I don't think I've ever passed out for more than a minute. I don't think so, at least. Now the car crash, honestly, I guess I can't tell you how long I was laying in that field. I feel like it was pretty quick though that I got up and started running, because the guys that were still in the car upside down, they got out of the car pretty quick, and I feel like if they were in the car, for an extended period of time, it didn't make sense. So I probably got knocked out, and as soon as I landed and I stopped, I came back to. But man, I could have been a dead piece of meat just flying through the air. That would have been crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like getting dizzy, but not the normal dizzy. You can't. Maybe if you like got the rear axle out of a pickup truck and welded some triangulated frames to it, and then put a hitch on it, and then put a seat on the knuckle, and then put somebody in the seat, and then drove, and the guy was spinning and spinning like super fucking fast, uncontrollably, and maybe that dizzy. Maybe that guy has sort of the same feeling. Your brain is just being pushed to the back of your skull, and you're just fucking like, ah! I don't know. Another one that I like to think of is that the lady that was being life lighted off of the side of a mountain, and they have the gurney strapped to some ropes, and they put her on the gurney, and they start lifting her up, and she just starts spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, and you're like, oh my God, that lady's not alive anymore. There's no way somebody can spin that quickly for that long and be okay and not have some brain damage, if not all brain damage done. That is insane. Nowadays, I can't spin twice. If I try to pick up something and I turn around, I'm like, oh, I need to grab it again, and I keep spinning the same way. I'm dizzy as fuck. I can't even spin like 2 times without being like, holy shit, need to hold on to something. It doesn't last very long, but I do not like being dizzy whatsoever at all. My kids, they love it. My kids, I say, look at the fan, because we got the ceiling fan on. I turn it on low, and I say, just look at the fan and try to spin so you can see the whole fan at the same time, like try to follow the fan. And they will do it for minutes. They will just stand there and just start spinning and spinning and spinning. My son, I had him spin. I counted over 100 times he spun. I mean, it's not super quick, and he was definitely dizzy. But it's like, I respect your ability to be dizzy and be okay. Like, you are doing this to yourself. I'm like, I can't spin 1.5 times without fucking holding on to something. Ridiculous. My brain has been damaged through the years, and now my dizzy gene that I have is getting low on lives or whatever. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too many paranormal activity stories to talk about, other than being ejected from a Camaro at 130 miles an hour. That's about the only time. I didn't have my life flash before my eyes or anything. Maybe I did and I forgot, but it's definitely an exciting time. I think you need to be conscious when you're flying through the air for your life to fly before your eyes, and you're like, oh shit, I need to change my life. The only thing I changed is I wear a seatbelt. If I'm ever, sometimes I do run around with no seatbelt on. Not in commercial vehicles. I always wear it. I got a little sensor and shit I gotta wear. But in my pickup truck or my wife's car, sometimes I will forget to put it on. But I don't mind. I'll put it back. I'll put it on. I just forget sometimes. But going fast, I guess that's the big thing. I do like to go fast, but not too fast. Now airplanes are different. Airplanes, I just give up my life when I get on those fucking things. I'm just like, I could die. I don't know. I might die. But this is the way it's going to be. I'm just going to die on this airplane. I'm just going to get on the airplane. I might die. Whatever. Just try to not focus on the death. Try not to sound like a fucking squealy girl when the plane's going down. Try to be like, yep, I expected this. But when I don't die, I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't die. Awesome. Now I'm in Seattle, a shithole town. I guess some other things have happened where I can't really remember exactly what it was, but it's like being in the right place at the right time, or moving from the wrong place, right in time, I don't know. You've seen videos of those, where a guy is sitting down against the wall and he stands up to stretch or whatever, and then a rogue truck tire just flies right where he was sitting. And he's like, oh, shit. Or a sign falls and crashes right where he stood up. I guess I haven't had too many of those exactly. I guess, I don't know. I had a hood shut. I have a scar on my wrist. I was working on a truck, and my buddy was like, or not on a truck. I was working on a car. I'm pretty sure it was my 89 Thunderbird Super Coupe that I didn't have for very long at all. Oh shit. Sorry, I did not see the lines in the road. Fucking construction bullshit. You have the sun shining down on the road, and the reflective lines in the middle of the road is what you follow, but they put some bullshit tape to make the lanes kind of jog to the right and to the left. I couldn't even see those fucking lines. I almost took out this Chrysler. Whoops-a-daisy. Sorry about that. Couldn't see the lines. Didn't know I was supposed to get over. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I've had instances like that, but I don't know. I was watching this video the other day. I thought it was really funny. It was like nobody would believe him, or this guy's scarred for life, or whatever. And he's like sitting at his office, and a cat comes in and like pushes a trash can, and I don't know if it knocks it over, but the trash can moves, and then the cat turns around and runs out the door, and he goes over and he moves the trash can, and he's just like, "There's a ghost in here." Uh, I don't know. That doesn't really pertain to me in my life or any stories that I got, but I thought that was a funny video. Poor guy. Um, Psychedelics. I guess I'll say that when I was very young, I did try to do some psychedelics. Um, and I guess I would like to say I'm really interested in what is out there. I'd like to see. I'd like to have some crazy experiences like that. I know some people do it and then they lose their fucking mind, and so I don't know. I don't, but I think that's a more rare than not instances of people frying their mind on fucking MDMA or whatever the fuck it's called, CBD, fucking dimethyltryptamine. I don't even know. DMT. That's what it is. Acidities. Anyways, I attempted it. I didn't have enough. It was more of a microdose, and I guess I don't. I think I was making this shit up in my own mind. I don't think I was actually doing anything, but I was looking at a picture. I laid down on the couch, and and then all the lights went out, and I was looking at the shadows, and I was like, I shouldn't look at the shadows; those could scare me if this thing starts kicking in, but I just couldn't look away from the shadows. Eventually, I did look away. I'm still not looking at the shadows right now, but there was a picture on the wall, and I was just watching this picture, and it looked like a little farm, like a little picture of a farm with little people on it. And I just watched it for a while, and I thought I saw like little people doing farm work, and they're just having a good time. And it's on a picture, but it's a moving picture. It's like a little screen. I'm just watching people working on a farm. Wake up in the morning, it's a picture of a flower in a vase. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure I was just wanted to be fucked up real bad. So that's what I was looking at. I don't know. Been a pretty good guy, I think. I don't do drugs, don't drink really. I do like to drink. I have done stuff in the past, but I'm over that now. It's not worth it. There's no drug that's worth my livelihood at all, and I'm glad I can say that. There's some people out there they get hooked, man. They get hooked, and then they end up getting yelled at by me I'm driving. I pull up to a stoplight, and I'm like, "Get the fucking job, you fucking piece of shit." They're like, "God damn it, I am a piece of shit. I did a bunch of drugs, and now look at me. I'm begging on the corner." I actually don't yell at hobos or anything. I sometimes give them money, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just look the other way or give them a wave and an awkward smile, and then just say, "Yeah, we all got our hand out, bud. I don't have anything to give you. You actually might have something to give me, maybe." But no, I guess I'm very grateful that I don't. I do have an addictive personality, but I never got into anything too difficult, and never got attached to anything. So that's good. That's real good. Especially alcohol. I know some people get on that alcohol and they need it. They need it every day, all day. Maybe not all day, but they need to have some alcohol. And it's like, I'm glad I'm not that guy. Or if, they drink one beer, it's going to turn into 13. And I'm not that. I can go and I can have one margarita. I can have one beer, and then I can be done. I would love to have more, get hammered, drunk, and then I'm done for like a week. I'm like, I can't drink. I can't even think about drinking for like another week. I'm like, I'm fucked up. I can't. It's rare that I ever drink 2 days on the weekend in a row. Uh, I just don't do it. I mean, I did it on the cruise. I did it on at the resort, but I never got drunk at the resort. Those motherfuckers were watering that shit down. There was no alcohol. They had some shit that tasted like alcohol, but it wasn't no alcohol. Yeah, I was just paying and drinking and paying and drinking, and I never got fucked up. That was in Mexico. We went to the Chichen Itza. That was fucking awesome. It's a lot more awesome now than it was then. Just thinking back to it, it's like I wish I could go back and maybe experience it again in a new light. Because back when we went, it wasn't. I mean, it was special, but it wasn't. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is interesting. But now, some podcasts and shit that I listen to, they get into it and they talk about it and they're like, this is fucking crazy. I'm like, man, I'd like to go back and just be able to see it again, but I don't know. It feels all commercialized over there now, or when I went, because I mean, but you can't blame the people. The tourists are going to Chichen Itza. They want to look at the Mayan temples and shit. So all the locals, they just set up tables with a bunch of bullshit all over it, and they hassle your ass as you're walking by. They're trying to get you. They're putting necklaces on you. They're like, you buy. It's like, no. And then you got the fucking shaman, the guy that got, well, this wasn't at the Mayan temple. This was somewhere else, but you got a guy, he's like, I'll bless you. And he blessed me, and he's like, now give me money. I'm like, what? He's like, give me money. I'm like, what? I thought this was part of the experience. He's like, no, you give me money now. He couldn't speak English, or at least he wasn't. He was just smiling at me. He said he blessed us, so I guess that's good. I don't know, but I went. He wanted $20 for a blessing. I'm like, hold on, you didn't do a fucking thing. You didn't do shit, dude. You made me feel all good inside, which is awesome, but I mean, do I get a sticker? Do I get a fucking hat? What do I get anything for fucking? No, he just wants $20. I took him 10. I said, oh, I'll go to the car and get it. He said, you better. I'm like, oh shit, did he put something in that blessing where he's like, oh, you guys will live a happy, great life, in a different language. You guys are going to be awesome together, but if you don't pay, I will command the devil to take you out. $20? I don't know. It was a weird language. I don't know. He could have been saying anything. He could have been just singing the ABCs. I don't know. He wanted $20. I took a $10 bill over there. He was in the middle of blessing somebody else, and I just shoved the $10 in there, and I said, Jesus will see that I did that. I'm out of here. I paid you half. Sorry, bud. I'm not giving you $20 for a blessing. That better come with a margarita with a goddamn umbrella in it. But that was, I don't know, it was like some cave spring thing or something, where you went down these long staircases and stuff, and it was like a cave, and then you go in, and then it's a natural spring underwater, and it looked so beautiful, and it was really fucking cold, but I went ahead and got in there. Me and my wife, we got in that spring, and bobbed around for a while, and then we got out. This is a good time. But yeah, the Mayan temple in Chichen Itza, That long road you got to take, you got to walk a long fucking way. And there's all these people trying to sell you shit the whole goddamn time. You're like, and then they're all trash talking to each other. I was like, well, that guy had the little temple statue for $5. You saying you got one for $7? He's like, yeah, but that one's shit. That one, fucking, you can't get it wet or anything. I was like, I don't plan on getting it wet. He's like, you get it wet, that thing's gone. That thing's mud. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I'll save $2 and just not get it wet. And I mean, tell you what, I still have that little statue of the Mayan temple up in my house. Never got it wet. You know, it's like a goddamn gerbil or gerby or whatever the fuck the thing you don't want to get wet. It'll turn into a bad animal or something. What is that? Furby. Gerby. What is that fucking thing? German. Gremlin. Fuck, I was close. I got it. Gremlins. That's a movie I'd like to watch with the kids, but I think it's gonna freak them the fuck out. My daughter's definitely not gonna want that $60 Furby anymore. She's like, get it away! I'm like, hey, it's fine. Just don't get it wet. Same as the Mayan temple we got on the fucking mantle. Don't get it wet. We'll be fine. But yeah, I guess they used to let you walk up to the top. When we went, they wouldn't let us. They said that they would play football. They had a big football field, and they said the winning team, we'd chop all their heads off. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, that's the way we do it. I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. That's not cool at all. They're like, also over there is where all we ripped the hearts out of all the little boys is right over there. I'm like, oh, shit. They're like, yeah, it's bad. And we don't do it anymore. I'm like, I hope not. But if you have a special showing, 8 p.m. tonight, I'll stick around. I'll watch. I don't know. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, I'd try to go save that boy. I'd feel like Wesley Snipes or what's that guy? George of the Jungle. Or, no. What's his name? The guy that steals the gems from the temples and stuff. Indiana Jones. I'd be over there fucking grab that kid, swing from a vine, and fucking punch people in the head, hop on a really cool old motorcycle with a sidecar and fucking scoot away. Getting chased by jungle people in the woods. Maybe. But, yeah, it was a cool time. It was weird because there's a guy at the top. I guess he's there up there to guard the motherfucker or something. And they were like, yeah, you can talk. He can hear everything we're saying right here because you can hear it, and we can hear him too. And I'm like, hey! I was yelling up there. My wife was embarrassed, but hey, you guys! And they looked down. I was like, say something! They don't speak language. There's like, you can hear them. They're like, what the fuck is that guy saying? I'm like, what? I thought I could talk in a normal voice, and you guys would hear me. And they're like, I don't know. But it was really cool walking around touching those temples, and it's like, man, I'm touching a temple. It's a real temple, and I'm touching it. That's crazy. But you got to think back to, like, the pyramids over in Giza. They got the pyramids over there. And those things used to be completely covered in limestone, and they had a golden cap on the top. They used to be smooth. Now they're kind of jagged as fuck. And people, sand people that were just walking by were like, oh, shit, I bet you we could use that shit, all that limestone and stuff. Let's rip it off of those fucking dumbass pyramids and put it down on the road so our fucking camels don't break another leg. They were just stealing shit. They're like, oh, give me that fucking golden top off the top. And they just looted the whole fucking thing. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to know anything with thousands of years of people just stealing shit off of that fucking thing. are we going to find anything new? They're like, oh, well, we just need to go down to the bottom. And it's like, we didn't even know there was a bottom. But now we know that there's like pillars and columns and bullshit down there. And now there's a big rock in one of a big metal, not rock, but big metal chunk of something down there. Hey, there's a pyramid. We're going through Lee's Summit, and there's the pavilion, which is basically a pyramid. Come on, white pickup truck. I can't slow down the whole fucking way. Get on the highway, you stupid bitch. Speed. The fucking on-ramp is to speed the fuck up. Okay? I can speed up and then block you, and then you're just going to be upset. I'd be nice. I slow down. I expect you to fucking hit the goddamn throttle. Oh, now the slow lane is too slow for you. You're going to bump it over to the fast lane, you fucking cunt. Yeah, but we had a Mayan travel guide, and he was like, yeah, when our babies are babies, they have a purple spot on their back and it grows fur. I'm like, what the fuck? And he had pictures of his naked baby. I'm like, I don't know if we should be looking at this. I don't know if this is okay to see. You have just pictures of a naked baby. You're just like, yeah, check out my son's back hair. Like, oh my gosh, that's weird. Can I see your back hair now? He's like, no, we lose it. Real Mayans, they get that spot in that hair and then it goes away. I'm like, you guys are like born part werewolf, and then you lose your werewolfness. But it's pretty cool. It's a good time. 10 out of 10, recommend. Go check out the Giza thing. Buy the $5 pyramid. Just don't get it all fucking wet. Shit, it'll last years. We were on a resort there. Cocoon. We were in a Cocoon resort, and it was a pretty good time. Was not a big fan of the food. You know, I was hoping to get some like real authentic Mexican food, and I guess we did, but it wasn't all. It wasn't. I was like, you guys got a Taco Bell? Give me a Crunchwrap Supreme with extra cheese. I don't know. Where else would I like to go visit? I would like to go to maybe Fiji. Hey, give me some of that water. I want to taste some of that water over there in the Fiji. I want to look at it. I want to watch you put it in the bottle. I want to see it. I want to go to Fiji. I feel like go there. It'd just be a good time. Maybe over in Fiji. Sounds expensive. I wonder if the water is free when you get over there. Australia has always been on my list. Am I the only one that whenever I look at like the shape of Australia, I see like a dog? I see a dog head. I don't know why. I feel like I might be one of the only people to see that. I see a dog's head, and then you look at Africa, and I see like a lion's head or some sort of a cat head. Anyways, I don't really know if going to Africa is a good idea for me. Maybe I go over there. Maybe, probably not. Probably if I ever got to go somewhere, it'd be probably Australia. Probably go to Australia, ride a kangaroo, uh, throw a couple of shrimp up on the Barbie, um, find a guy that rides a DR 650 and just talk to him. I got one back in the States. These things are fucking sick. Go to the Australia Zoo. That's another thing. I guess I'm wrapping it back to that. Well, not wrapping it back to that because I haven't talked about it yet. But I've been watching Robert Irwin, which is Steve Irwin's son, and he is in the running for one of the best humans on earth. Steve Irwin, obviously, he is the best human that's ever lived by far. Nobody will ever take the best human title away from Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin is the best person that's ever lived. Guaranteed. Jesus, hey, Jesus, I never seen him wrangle a crocodile and then kiss it on the nose and let it go. Catch a snake, get bit on the face by a snake, and then be like, he's a little spooked, huh? Oh, that's all right. You know, he's never been nothing but nice to everything and anybody, except for the bad guys in that movie. The bad guys in that movie, you all fucked up, okay? You guys fucked up. But no, Steve Irwin's awesome. So I don't know. I started watching Robert Irwin, and I started to feel a little bit gay watching that. I'm like, I don't know. He's a pretty fucking good guy. He's a pretty good goddamn guy. Uh, yeah, I watched way too many of his shorts and stuff, but I don't know. A lot of it is like him going to like a conference or whatever, wearing a suit, and I'm like, hey, get out of the fucking suit. Get back into your crocodile gear. Go hang out at the zoo. Start up a new Animal Planet where you do all the shit your dad did. It would be awesome. I'd like to see that. But he's he'll just drive around. He lives in Australia, obviously. He'll just drive around and catch up a snake and be like, "Oh, look at this cool ass snake," and then put it in a tree and tell you about it. He's like, "Oh, very venomous, venomous. It's a very venomous." That's not his accent, but you know what I mean. He talks about the venomous of the snakes and whatnot, or how they are venomous. Um, yeah. So checking out Robert Irwin on YouTube. He's got his YouTube channel. I had to look it up on Google to make sure I was getting the right one because there's a billion fucking Robert Irwins. You can also just go to the Australian Zoo. He pops up on there too. But yeah, it's just super sad to think that Crocodile Hunter's gone. Such a good fucking guy. Some would say he's the best guy to ever live. Sad he's gone. And I know, I've seen those memes about the stingray. They're like, some people go up and they'll see a stingray. They're like, I'm gonna punch this stingray for Steve Irwin. But then there's the other one that is more real, and it's like Steve Irwin in heaven, and he's like, oh, don't worry about it, Stingray. I know I spooked you. Sorry about that. It's like, that's exactly what he would have done. He doesn't hold anything against any animal whatsoever. Poor Steve Irwin. What a man. Some would say he's the best human to ever fucking live. Yup. Oh, man. I remember watching Jack Hanna and Steve Irwin. Jack Hanna, hey, you're pretty fucking cool too. But I'm sorry. Steve Irwin is the fucking man. Some would say Steve Irwin is one of the best, if not the best person that ever lived. Fuck. You know? What a cool fucking guy. I don't really have anything else to say other than Steve Irwin is the best guy ever. That's a hill I'll die on. I'm not good. I'm not good at all. Compared to him, I'm a horrible person, and he would probably have some nasty things to say to me, and I'd feel really bad. But hey, listen, I know I'm not good. It's hard to be as good as you, Steve Irwin. I wish I could just shake your hand, you big, strong man hands. You just look at me with a smile, holding a crocodile, got a snake on your neck, got a spider crawling up your shoulder. Just a fucking man. Anyways, I'm going to go and get the fuck off here because, I mean, I don't know how many times I can tell you guys Steve Irwin is the best person that's ever lived. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Adios. Keep ball 18 down. We'll talk to you later.